This is FilmBookCast.
FilmBookCast.
FilmBookCast, the official podcast of FilmBook. Get ready for the latest in film news, TV show news, and theatrical reviews. FilmBook's podcast starts now.
Hello everyone, welcome to FilmBookCast, the official podcast of FilmBook. My name is Chris Banks. If you're tuning into FilmBookCast for the first time, welcome. What I do on this podcast is discuss the latest film and TV show news. I also review an in-theater film. You can find more about FilmBookCast on film-book.com by using the search term FilmBookCast. You can also email us at podcast@film-book.com with FilmBookCast in the subject line. Let's jump right into it this week. This week in TV news, with only less than a week left before the highly anticipated premiere of Disney Plus's Moonknight, we got some new footage. The video continues to hype up the title hero's live-action debut as we get to see more of the Steve Grant, Mark Spector using his skills and power. The show will start to be available to stream on Wednesday, March 30th. Check out the newest footage from Moonknight. This series is set to be a massive release for Disney Plus. Some more TV news from this week. Nearly 3 decades since the initial release of Barry Sonnenfeld's Addams Family Values, Golden Globe and Emmy nominee Christina Ricci is making her way back to the franchise as she officially signs on for Netflix's upcoming Tim Burton-directed Addams Family series. After famously playing Wendy Addams in the early 90s, Ricci is now set to portray an entirely new character, joining Jenna Ortega, who will be taking on the mantle of the iconic teen in the Tim Burton-directed series. According to Deadline this week, Thora Birch's sudden exit of the series made way for Ricci to be cast in the Wednesday series. It's an 8-episode series described as a coming-of-age comedy that will be a sleuthing, supernatural-infused mystery. The live-action series will be led by Jenna Ortega, and the cast is huge. It's executive produced and directed by Tim Burton, who will make his TV directorial debut. Exciting news for anybody of the Addams Family fans. Wrapping up the week in TV news, according to Variety this week, Meg Donnelly and Drake Roger have been tapped for lead roles of the CW's upcoming supernatural prequel pilot, The Winchesters. They'll be playing young versions of Sam and Dean's parents, Mary and John Winchester, who were respectively portrayed by Samantha Smith and Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the original series. Told from the perspective of a narrative of Dean Winchester, the series is an epic, untold love story of how John met Mary and how they would put it all on the line to not only save their love, but the entire world. The prequel will feature the return of Jensen Ackles as he reprises his role as Dean to serve as the show's narrator. Supernatural lasted for 15 seasons on the CW and ran from 2005 to 2020. Exciting news for anybody of the original series. That's it for TV news from this week. This week in film news, as audiences are just on the cusp of seeing Oscar Isaac's Moonknight in action, he's also been cast as another brooding figure, Solid Snake. The actor landed the main role in the Metal Gear Solid movie in December of 2020, but little is known yet about what the film will be made of. And Oscar Isaac this week was caught on a red carpet for the premiere of Moonknight, where he said that we're climbing through ducks. We're looking for the story for the Metal Gear Solid movie. The Metal Gear Solid film has crawled ever so slowly over the years, and Oscar's comments imply that the film is still moving at glacier pace. With the lack of updates and Oscar's recent comments, it seems as though fans will have to wait a while longer to find out what's up with this Metal Gear Solid film. Keep up with news if anything else breaks around Oscar Isaac's upcoming Metal Gear Solid film. Another piece of film news that came out this week, remember a couple weeks ago when I mentioned that Bill Murray is going to team with Aziz Ansari for an upcoming comedy film titled Being Mortal? Well, Seth Rogan has also joined the cast. According to Searchlight Pictures, Rogan's character is currently unknown, but the actor will join Bill Murray and Aziz Ansari, who wrote the script and is producing the film alongside Yuri Yenli. It's loosely based on Atul Gawanandi's nonfiction book Being Mortal, Medicine and What Matters in the End. It's about end-of-life care and how medicine has changed over time. Seth Rogan hasn't appeared in a movie since 2020's An American Pickle, but we recently seen him in Hulu's newest hit series, Pam and Tommy. For Ansari, this will be the first return to a major acting role since his time on Netflix's Master of None, and his first directorial debut, so I'm excited to see this film. Wrapping up the week in movie news, Daniela Melchior, who recently became a fan favorite due to her portrayal in Ratcatcher 2 in The Suicide Squad, The Wrap reported this week is actually in talks with Fast and Furious 10 to be amongst its cast. She could be playing a new villain alongside Jason Momoa, but nothing is confirmed yet. But the film Fast and Furious 10 is set to be released May 19th of 2023. That's it for movie news. Let's switch up gears and check out some DVD home releases. For the Love of the Money is now available on DVD. Directed by Leslie Small, For the Love of the Money, it's about Gigi, and life has never been easy. After all, being a single mom can be one of the most challenging gigs out there. Eventually, Gigi finds herself between a rock and a hard place. Suddenly, everything is becoming overwhelming, and in this new situation, she finds that she may have to reconsider things that she once has sworn off before in her life. With her very existence on the line, Gigi needs to do whatever is best for her family. For the Love of the Money is now available on DVD. Dr. Death is now available on DVD. An overconfident spinal surgeon begins to have a bad outcome in what should be a routine hospital procedure. As an investigation is launched, fellow doctors discover his carelessness and his unorthodox techniques have been leading to paralyzation and death in patients. The doctors and lawyers do their best to create a concrete case to convict a surgeon who believes himself to be untouchable. Dr. Death is now available on DVD. Dexter New Blood is now available on DVD. The series is set 10 years after the finale of the original Dexter. He was presumed dead after boating into a hurricane. This series picks up where Dexter is living under an assumed name in the small town of Iron Lake, New York. He's established a new life for himself and seems to have outrun his demons. However, when an unexpected visitor shows up in Iron Lake, Dexter's past threatens to haunt him and bring back his dark passenger to the forefront. Dexter New Blood is now available on DVD. Finally, Nightmare Alley is now available on DVD. With a stacked cast, directed by Guillermo del Toro, a young and mischievous Cammy, one man believes he has the world at his fingertips. The young man has a gift for manipulating others and his audiences by choosing his words carefully. It's a talent that the young man has always relied on and prides himself on. However, his dangerous talent is nothing in comparison to a woman he soon falls for. A charming psychiatrist catches the young Carney's eye and will prove more dangerous than he could ever have imagined her to be. Nightmare Alley is now available on DVD. That's it for home releases from this week. Let's switch up gears and check out some TV trailers from this week. A brand new TV trailer from Apple TV Plus featured its forthcoming dark comedy anthology series titled Roar. It has an all-star cast including Nicole Kidman, Cynthia Erivo, Issa Rae, and many, many more. The series is scheduled to debut Friday, April 15th, and the trailer is crazy. It gives us a preview of the eight genre-bending stories that will be featured in the series, like a unique story about a woman eating photos, a woman who gets infatuated with a duck, a ghost of a woman who solves her own murder, and more. Check out the trailer. It's based on Cecilia Ahern's book of short stories. Roar will be comprised of 8 half-hour-long episodes, which are being described as a series of darkly comic feminist fables. It's created by Glow duo Liz Favehive and Carly Mensch. Check out the trailer for Roar. It'll debut on Apple TV Plus April 15th. Another TV trailer that debuted this week, fans of Craig Robinson and the Brooklyn Nine-Nine creators Dan Gore and Luke Del Tradici will be excited as a new series called Killing It's coming out Thursday, April 14th. We got a trailer and a sneak peek of a security guard who turns to big snake hunting in order to achieve his American dream. Check out the trailer for Killing It. It's created and written and executive produced by Gore and Del Trigi. It's a 10-episode series and a comedy about class capitalism and one man's quest to achieve the American dream, and also about hunting really big snakes. Check out the trailer for Killing It. It'll debut on Peacock April 14th. Wrapping up the week in TV trailers, you remember The Offer? Paramount Plus's upcoming limited drama about the making of The Godfather. The series is titled The Offer, and it's going to debut Thursday, April 28th. They just dropped the first trailer, which you can stream yourselves. It begins with Al Rudy as he gets suddenly assigned with the difficult task of producing Paramount's adaptation of The Godfather. It also highlights the ambitious project's hellish journey to the big screen, with Ruddy encountering numerous pre-production issues, including trying to deal with the mob. Check out the trailer for The Offer. It'll debut on Paramount Plus April 28th. Alright, let's switch up gears and check out some film trailers from this week. HBO finally released the upcoming trailer for Barry Levinson's upcoming biographical drama The Survivor, starring Ben Foster and Danny DeVito. It just had its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival, and it's going to debut on HBO Wednesday, April 27th. It tells the story of an Auschwitz survivor who later became a professional boxer in America. He challenges a famous boxer into a match in hopes of getting the media coverage he needs to let his girlfriend back home know that he's alive. Amazing story. The trailer highlights the horrific things he had to do in order to survive, including being forced into the death match against fellow prisoners. The trailer highlights an amazing story and what he had to do to survive, being forced into essentially death matches with other prisoners. It's just an incredible story. Check out the trailer for The Survivor. It'll debut on HBO April 27th. Another film trailer that debuted this week is the second trailer for upcoming Michael Bay film Ambulance, written by Chris Fedak, and it stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Isaac Gonzalez, Garrett Dillahunt. The second trailer is unbelievable. It's both funny and just action-packed. I can't wait for Ambulance. Check out the second trailer for Ambulance, given to us by Michael Bay. It'll be only in theaters April 8th. The last film trailer we'll talk about this week is upcoming. It's a thriller film. It's titled The Ravine. It highlights a community that comes together to try to solve a crime. It stars Eric Dane, Terry Polo, Peter Fasinelli, Byron Mann, and many others. When an unspeakable crime rocks a peaceful community, family and friends are left to wonder if they're overlooking the murderer amongst them, or if there might be more to the story. Inspired by true events, this haunting thriller, The Ravine, is set to be released on May 6th, and you can check out the trailer now. That's it for movie trailers. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of FilmBookCast. You can find more of my work on film-book.com. Just search for Chris Banks or FilmBookCast. You can also find me on Twitter. I'm at cbanksy. That's S-E-E Banksy. I'm also on Instagram at @TheChrisBanks. If you listen to this podcast on iTunes or another podcast service, please rate and review this episode. If you're listening to this podcast on our YouTube channel, FilmBook Podcast, please like our video, subscribe to our channel, and leave us a comment in the comment section. It really helps other people discover our podcast. Please also consider becoming one of our patrons on Patreon at patreon.com/filmbook. Your support really helps us create more engaging content. You'll find our Patreon link below in the description. If you want to tweet about this podcast, just use the hashtag FilmBookCast. Tune in next week for the next episode of the FilmBookCast. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you then.